Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here by Global 5. Today we're going over band lead decks. Right now we're going to have Afterglow made by myself, Rara, and we're going to go over one of the builds. We have a couple of other posted on our page that we posted at the end of the video. But this one is my build only because of the fact I'm a huge fan of the clock kick mechanic and also mostly just clock kick and a couple burns on top of it. So let's get right into it. So right here, we have our top end. We have Noticing Change, Tsumi Hazawa. So this card is CX combo, pay 1, put 1 card from your hand in the waiting room at the beginning of your encore step if you have the CX in your waiting room. If your opponent's reverse have no things on board, you may pay the cost. If you do, trigger Fever. Fever is a deal 1 damage to your opponent. Choose 1 character in your opponent's center stage, put it into their clock. Clock kick's one of those things that are beneficial because it can't be cancelled. It goes into clock, it's an instant damage. Top of the burn one, and then you're swinging about 3, and if you're hitting in something, swinging 4, which might be a little overkill depending on the situation. At least you get the guaranteed damage. Then on the counterpart, we have the Legends of Seven Mysteries Mocha. Another clock kicker, but this one requires pay 1, ditch 1 with an alarm from hand to waiting room. And if this card gets a falling ability end of turn, if its opponent becomes reversed, you may send that card into your opponent's clock. Then most of these decks built around with a whole bunch of alarm trigger cards, running these 2 clock kicks. And then we have the usual early play, don't stop, keep going, Ran. This one is the -1 level when you have 2 Lex Climaxes. Ran's pretty much an auto-include in most decks, especially because it's coming to stage. If you have 2 or more music characters in your hand, you may choose 1 character in your clock, put in the memory, so it compresses you and also heals 1. And that has the encore effect as well that lets it keep onto a stage. We run 1 proof I'm here Ran. This is only because of the fact that it has a burn, but it's mostly for the alarm trigger. It's not much use otherwise. We have a lot of better options to use at the level 3 top end. And if anything, it's a easy clock whenever it's in your hand. Then to turn into our level 1 engine, we have the if let's start bandaging a climax area, look at top 4 cards of your deck, choose 1 character, put it into your hand, put the rest into your waiting room, and choose 1 character that gets plus 2k, so you get it into this card's attack. You give it to another character on your field, so it's pretty much a nice little buff for your other characters. And then to look at our CXs, we have Gold Bar and we have Stock Soul. So then going into our level 0 game, we have Evermemory Rand. It's one of our first events with Encore, and also is a level 0 bomb, which depending on the situation, if you've seen in the last video, there's a couple of good plussing zeros with the cat ears Yukina, so this card's a pretty good bomb to run into those situations. You can swap this out depending on meta, but in this case, it's a pretty good comfort pick because everyone's running level 0s, and it's pretty much good for this pretty much start of the game. Then we go into our Brainstormer. Our Brainstormer is at the beginning of climax phase. If the top of your clock is a card with alarm, give a character plus 1500, and since you're running most of an alarm-centric deck, this card's pretty much going to trigger a good amount of time. And then it's a pay 1, rest 2 Brainstorm. So not as good as some of the others, but you are going to have to tap 2 every time, so you have to be careful what you're running into your back row with it. And then for each connector, you search your deck for a music character and reveal it. So at least it is a searcher, even though you have to do tap 2. Then we have this Swimming Trio Hamari. This card's placed in your hand. You may, if a climax patient climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose character gets plus 2k, so it's a little boost card that can be played. When you play CX, you can run it in the back row, use it for your Brainstorm. Then when you play your CX, you can bounce it to your hand, buff a card, and you pretty much pay the cost for it right off the bat. And it's another one of our alarm triggers. So this one is alarm stop card of your clock. And then when you use characters, you have 4 more at the beginning of your climax phase. You may choose a character in waiting room and return it in your hand. If you do, choose a card in your hand, put it into your waiting room. So it doesn't net us a card fully, but it does sort of help us maybe filter out a dead card in our hand, find something better that we're searching for. And then from here we have Sunset Memory Mocha, another alarm card. It's put in the stage from hand, reveal top card of your deck. The card's a music character. Put it into your hand, choose a card in your hand, put it in your name. So once again, it's another card that filters through. Same thing as a Swimming Trio, but this time it's on play instead of the clock effect. And this one, when it's in your clock, choose top card of your clock. If you have any more music characters, give your character plus 2k. So pretty much its roles are sort of reverse here, except this one doesn't require the CX, but does require you being the top card of your clock. Then we go into the promo Chibi Ran. The Chibi Ran is pay 1, put a card from your hand in your waiting room. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, and pay the cost you look at the top 3 cards of your deck. one from Alarm into your hand, Rest in Main Room. It's a pretty good card. You see a lot of decks running at least one of these. I know I've run one of these with Kazuma and Konosuba. The card that literally lets you find that CX or the answer you're looking for. You might not hit off of a Brainstorm or a card that you can't filter through out otherwise. So it definitely helps you fix your hand in some ways, as well as finding some answers depending on the situation. Last favorite ever, Promise Himari. This card is it's an anti-runner, and then also it has our alarm trigger as well. So when this alarm happens, at the beginning of climax phase, choose one of your character activity is falling during turn. When this card battle opponent comes reverse, you may put the top card of your opponent's clock into your opponent's waiting room and put that card into his clock. So you can do some swapping of clocks and such. You can sort of, depending on the situation, if you know they have to trigger experience and the top card of their card is a level 3, swap out the level 0. It's a good way to also sort of adjust some things. This one's mostly ran as a 4 because we have one card that it's your runner, not anti-runner. I'm sorry for that. So it's our runner, and also have a card that goes with this later on, and it also promises fills our alarm slot. Now I'm kind of good. Himari, another 1x. We have an alarm figure in this one as well. And then when this card's placed in stage from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a music card, you put it in your hand, and then you choose one card from your hand in the waiting room. It's a top check. Doesn't hurt, but it helps us once again fill into our alarm slot. And then a little bit of growth mocha. This is one of our plusing zeros. You're gonna play backups from your hand, and then as a CX combo that we don't run. It's a 3500 power. It's pretty good at level 0. Once again, in comparison to Konosuba, Swimsuit Megumin is ran a lot throughout, and granted, Swimsuit Megumin does get the mill encore effect, but it's still pretty good. It's a pretty big level 0. It could also kill some level 1s that you're going to see later on, so it's definitely a card that's going to stick around for a couple of turns. Going into our non-engine level 1s, our On-Stage Tomo, we have, if the number of music characters you have is 2 or more, this card's flammability. This card becomes reversed if this card's battle opponent level 0, so it's a level 0 bomb. Not too well at level 0, but also has the clock effect. So if this one is alarm, choose one character that gets auto encore. So it sort of helps. It can save a couple of cards later on. If it's on top of your clock, you save level 1. You save some level 2s, level 3s later on as well if this card's top of your clock. So it doesn't fully hurt you as bad, but we're running as a 2x because it is a bomb. It's a pretty good effect we have on our alarm. Then going into On-Stage Himari, so this is it's our level 1 counter, the plus 1500 counter, not as big as the other ones. Some are 2k, some are 3ks now. It doesn't benefit as much, but it's a 2x, the counter, and it fills in our alarm slot. So our Sunset goes with our early play Ran, so it's why this one's a 2x, fills our alarm slot, but it's mostly because of the fact that it has our bond, and then when it's placed on stage from your hand, if Ran's placed, that character is plus 15 under turn and put this card into your stock. So it nets a stock, buffs a card, as well as a bond trigger for us later on in the game. You need something important. This goes in combos pretty much into our last favorite ever. So put one card of your hand in your waiting room, put one last favorite forever promise from your waiting room into your clock. When this card places in your hand, it costs you to choose one music in your clock. Into your hand, this character gets plus 2k. We have a couple of buffing things that happen here. You get an alarm synergy that happens with the Himari, that's the level 0. So it's only a 1x because it does hurt you. So especially for clock return, you're taking 2 damage during your turn just to get some bonus effects off. Hard Strike, it's a 2-1. It's another backup. It's a 3k backup. But also has the alarm effect at the beginning of climax phase. Choose one of your characters. That character is plus 2k to understand a plus 1 soul. This is a pretty good buff for some of our top end, as well as getting in that extra damage if you have to push it through. Especially lets you side attack, so if you're siding into a level 2, you have 2 soul, you can still net 1, or depending on the situation, you have some benefit plays that happens. 2-1, if it also synergizes with our early play Ran, so this gives all our other characters plus 500 if you have early play Ran into the field. It's also a level assist and a top end Brainstorm, but it's another pay 1, rest 2 Brainstormer. So it's not going to be used as much, but it is something that you can swap out in the back row later on. So you have both your Brainstormers and you have your buffing, you have a level assist as well as some cards that buff your front row. Now we are here, Himari. If you have your early play Ran again, it gets plus 6k, turns into a 12k, which gets over a good amount of other people's early plays. You can play this into Yukinas and some other cards as well that you are worried about killing early on. And then on top of it, it's a pay 1, get Twin Drive. Not as benefit, but if you have that card that you just triggered another attack, say you triggered a CX with another card, you could pay it out early, then not lose a CX off of it. So it's not bad as we go along. And then we go back into our level 3s where we have, like I said, we have our Clock Click Tsukuyomi, Early Play Ran, our Clock Click Moko that requires most of these alarm cards that we're running, and then Proof I'm Here Ran that is used as well. Is there anything else you want to show a quick deck profile? I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I know we have Character Expo coming up very shortly in the future. We have some other content coming up. We have Nat's video getting re-uploaded. We have other brand profiles getting uploaded, and trying to get everything out as much as we can from Bandly, trying to help people out as much as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good one.